This has to be one of the craziest stories ever. The lead singer of Social Distortion beat up a Trump supporter who was in the audience. And this is crazy for a few reasons. A Trump supporter at a Social Distortion show blows my mind. The fact that a Trump supporter would be a fan of Social Distortion also blows my mind. Social Distortion is a punk band that is very anti-establishment and more likely to align with Antifa. But there are people who grew up listening to Social Distortion. I am one of them. I grew up on punk rock, but I admittedly moved away from this anarcho-punk, far left kind of narrative when I was a teenager. And I recognize that. And I actually don't listen to a lot of that music anymore. I think when I moved out of the politics, the music started to mean less to me. When I would listen to this anarcho-punk music, I'd kind of just be like, wow, I really don't agree with a lot of what they're saying anymore. A lot of it I still do. There's a lot of values within the punk and anarchism that are great, but there's too much anger, as exemplified in this story. So let's take a look at this and then talk about the fucking ridiculous circumstances our country is in that brought a fan of Social Distortion to become a Trump supporter and then flip off the lead singer of a band who then started beating him up. Holy shit, this story is fucking weird. From the New York Post, I think. Social Distortion frontman accused of punching Trump supporter. There's video of it. So this guy claims that he was attacked by Social Distortion frontman Mike Ness. A supporter of President Trump claimed he was viciously pummeled by Mike Ness, lead singer of the iconic punk band Social Distortion, during a concert in Northern California, according to reports Wednesday. Tim Hildebrand said he suffered 2 black eyes, a busted lip, and a concussion at the hands of Ness during a Social Distortion show at Ace of Spades Concert Hall in Sacramento on July 19th. Ness, 56, had been criticizing Trump on stage, and Hildebrand, a Republican, didn't like it. What? Dude, if you don't want to hear someone rag on the establishment, don't go to a punk show. I pretty much said, I paid for your music, not your politics, said the farmer from rural Galt, California, about 30 miles away from Sacktown. I stood pretty much with my silent protest with my middle finger up for the next 2 songs. Okay, this is incredible. This man had every right to hold up his middle finger to Mike Ness. Mike Ness had no right to attack him for it. But why the fuck are you going to go to a Social Distortion show and then claim you didn't pay for politics when punk rock bands literally sing about politics like 99% of the time? Yeah, pop punk, maybe not. Social Distortion songs aren't all necessarily anti-government, but dude, are you going to be surprised when a punk rock band rags on Trump? I wouldn't be. And how is it that someone who is a fan of this kind of music is a Trump supporter? It's just so weird. Look, I'm not saying that you can't be a fan of punk rock if you're a Trump supporter. I'm just saying, what the fuck happened to where people who were fans of the message and music of a punk rock band ended up voting for Trump? Because Trump is characterized as this far-right fascist personality. That's what the left is saying. But you have people who are all about the anti-establishment message who voted for Trump. Because a lot of people view Trump as an outsider, as anti-establishment. Let's read on. So there's actually a video of it. Let me play some of this. I'm gonna skip ahead to where people are screaming, apparently. Hold on. All right, let me back up. Here we go. All right, let me see if I can catch that again and try and slow it down. Okay, he's right here, and you can just see him taking a few swings. Maybe I can inch forward on... All right, let's back up. And there you go. Okay, here's his fist. Check this out. I'm gonna inch forward. Boom, he's making that punch. Dude, that is him. They're saying he's accused of it, yet we got a video of the dude doing it. All right? And then apparently what happens is security pulls him back, and then what this dude said is that a guy came up behind him, put him in a headlock, and dragged him out of the venue, and he had 2 black eyes and a busted lip. He said, the guy who got beat up, that he couldn't defend himself because people were holding him back. So it says, cell phone video of the incident appears to show Ness motioning for the man to come forward before the singer spit on him. Then Ness puts his guitar down and wades into the crowd and gets into a tussle. The dude was punching him. You can see it. I just showed you. The crowd cheered on Ness, with at least one fan screaming, "Whip his ass, Mike." Hildebrand described the melee. Ness takes his guitar off, jumps off the stage, and proceeds to punch me multiple times in the head. "I wasn't able to defend myself because people in the crowd were holding me back," said Hildebrand, claiming he was then thrown out of the venue by security. He since reported the incident to Sacramento police. Cops said they're aware of the incident and are investigating, while the band had no comment, KOVR reported. Someone that has the status that he does shouldn't get away with assaulting someone. This is insane for several reasons. You're going to complain about a fascist government, but then you literally beat someone because he was holding up his middle finger to you. Look, dude, this is why I moved away from anarchism as a young person. Because to me, anarchism was about peace, understanding, and building a classless society, all that good stuff. No authority, no rulers. We can live peacefully without the system in place. But guess what? I don't believe that anymore because of people like Mike Ness. Because of his rage and inability to control himself. So he's going to jump into a crowd and start punching a guy because the guy was giving him the finger. Look, I don't know what this guy, Hildebrand, or whatever, was saying. Maybe he was saying really awful things. And so Mike Ness was like, I'm going to punch this Nazi. But you know what? Don't start the fight. If the dude was just standing with his middle finger up, there you go, end of story. Don't have a temper tantrum. There's something funny particularly, though, is in the anarchism subreddit, they posted about the story from the New York Times, and the top comment right now is, nice. And I find that funny for a couple reasons. Let me refresh. Okay, so far that's just the comment. Nice. They like the fact that a man voicing his opinion was beaten. Okay, so the problem I have with that is it is very authoritarian to tell someone, agree with me or I'm going to beat you, right? That's just not how things work. But also, let's talk about something else. The midterms are coming up. The election's coming up. We're seeing this wave of people being banned across the board. What do you think's going to happen when regular people see a guy jump off the stage and start pummeling a dude in the crowd? Yeah, there's going to be people associated with the left who are laughing about it, who are going to be like, nice, and they're going to like that this is happening. But there are regular old Americans who are going to be scared that people are cheering for a man jumping off the stage and beating someone in the crowd. But not only that, let's think about this. This guy, Tim Hildebrand, they've got, I think in the story from CBS, he mentions that he was a fan. Let me see if I can find this. Okay, here we go. Or wait a minute, hold on. Yes, it's, okay. Cell phone video taken at the concert captures the moment the Social Distortion fan says he was beaten up by the band's frontman. He actually says he was a fan, and so here we've actually got a comment from someone else. So let's see what it says. Hildebrand says he was dragged out of the venue by security and filed a police report with officers who were standing outside. Someone that has that status shouldn't get away with it. It was a little bit excessive, said Social Distortion fan James Malden. Malden says while Ness acted unprofessionally, music fans should understand controversy is part of the punk rock culture. If you're that into politics, don't put yourself in a situation where it could become a problem for you, said Malden. That's victim blaming, sorry. But think about this. This guy who got beat up, who flicked off Mike Ness, used to be a fan. He's a fan of yours, right? That means he's willing to listen to you. And if you didn't attack him, you may have actually been able to convince him. Something happened to where punk rock fans voted for Donald Trump, and people don't like that. But you have to realize that if Trump is being called this far-right fascistic figure, and punk rock people are voting for him, you are losing your people, okay? Would a Social Distortion fan vote for a Republican in the past? Personally, I find that odd. But whatever happened, this guy was once willing to listen to you to the point where he actually paid to come to your show. And instead of being like, you, come up on stage. Here's what I would do. If I was playing a show and I was saying like, yeah, I hate Trump, fuck Trump and all that stuff, and someone flicked me off, I'd be like, you with the middle finger. You're sticking around after the show and you're coming backstage. He'd probably be like, whoa, seriously? You are an influential figure. This guy looked up to you. You said something he didn't like and he had a reaction, so you beat him up. Great, you just lost a fan for life, and you just helped Trump gain a supporter, and anybody who sees that and is shocked by it, they're now going to lean towards Trump. But what do you think would happen if when this guy flicked him off, Mike Ness was like, no, come on, dude, don't flick me off. Not cool. I'm up here, I'm doing a show, and I've got things to say. If you got a problem with that, wait till after the show, and we're gonna have a talk about this. The dude would be like, okay, right? I'm sure Hildebrand would have been like, fine, I want to talk. Let's talk, because people have opinions. They love expressing them. And what do you think would have happened if instead Mike Ness after the show said, dude, you flicking me off is rude, man. I've got things that I believe in, and they had a conversation about it. Here's what I believe. I think the dude who got beat up would probably be like, I really appreciate this dude. Social distortion is here. Someone I paid to see, someone who I'm a fan of, is now talking to me like a human being and telling me why I should listen to what they have to say. And if the lead singer ended with a handshake and said, I hope you come back, I hope you vote for what we believe in, and I hope you change your mind, I guarantee you that Hildebrand dude would feel so good inside that this band he's been a fan of forever sat down with him and gave him the time of day. People want to be accepted. They want to feel good. Attacking them does the exact opposite. So you know what? Maybe Mike Ness is just a Trumper. And maybe he knew that by going in a fit of rage and beating up some guy in the audience, he was going to help Donald Trump. Obviously, I'm being facetious. I think he thinks he's doing the right thing to help his side. But I tell you what, most people don't like violence. Most people don't like this authoritarian behavior. This idea that listen to me or else. This idea that if you don't agree with our opinion, we will subject you to violence. I went on the subreddit for anarchism the other day and I simply said, ask me anything. And they banned me for no reason. Well, they can, but think about a society organized that way. Someone has the ability to turn the speaker on or off. Maybe they're not the authority, but they're going to be like, I'm not going to let you speak later. Think about a society where people like Mike Ness are in charge, where they say, you dissent to me while I'm on stage, motherfucker? And they jump down and they beat you up while other people hold you back. That is not a society I want to live in. And I don't think most people want to live in that society either. And that's why this kind of bullshit helps Donald Trump. And you know what? The Trump supporters know it. And they're probably laughing about it, saying, there you go, congratulations. You beat up a guy for no reason, and all you did was bolster his cause. Nobody wants to side with the asshole. Anyway, I'm out. I got a ton of work to do, so I'll see y'all tomorrow at 4 p.m. on the main channel.